Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ZB Philly Sports Podcast. This is episode 9, our Nick Foles episode. We do want to start this podcast off on another sad topic for once another week. Dikembe Mutombo passed away. I want to give our condolences to the Sixers organization, his family, his friends, everyone out there.
And then also we want to give a deepest condolences to the Rose family, the Phillies organization, and the Reds organization. What a great ball player. And again, we just feel for the family. It sucks. 2 other great names off the board, and it just stinks.
Dikembe was pretty young too. He was 58.
Yeah. I think Rose was 83, but
something like that. Yeah. Yesterday was a sad day, Philadelphia sports-wise.
Yeah.
But
yes, it was.
On a brighter note, I will use Pete Rose to tie me into my next topic of Nick Castellanos playing in 162 games this season. He is the first player to do it, or first player to start all 162 since 2007 for the Phillies. First player to play in all 162 since 2017. Since 1980, there were 7 players who have done it. Most recently, Castellanos. In 2017, Galvis.
Galvis.
Yeah.
Oh, he played.
Yep. 2008, Ryan Howard. Which when I read that, I was kind of surprised he didn't start those 162.
Yeah.
2007, Jimmy Rollins, obviously.
Yep, that's the one I was going for.
Yeah, 2005 and 2001, Bobby Abreu. 1982, Gary Matthews, and Pete Rose's 82 and 80.
Wow.
Yeah. But before we get more into the Phillies, I do want to bring up Castellanos. He also had 4 walk-off hits this season, which is the most out of any other MLB player.
There you go. So
yeah.
So you're not just starting. You're helping. You're helping in a big way.
Probably the most consistent Philly all year, in my opinion.
I will say that. He was never too good, but never too bad either. So
right.
It's pretty good.
Castellanos. He'll have his below 200 month, but the rest of the season he'll be like 230, 250.
Yeah. Also staying on not too deep into the Phillies yet, but I'm guessing you, Brendan, you want to do this too. We're wishing a good friend, Rhys Hoskins.
Yes.
All the success
at the Mets
to beat the Mets and come back to Philly. How crazy would that be? The only thing that I worry is he knows what Red October is. He knows it from a home standpoint. He can let the Brewers be like, hey, this is what it is.
Yeah. But
he's never experienced it as a opposition.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I don't think he knows what to expect coming in and having the fans boo him.
I don't know what do you boo him? Do you like what do you do?
I'm sure they do. I would just sit there in silence because I don't want to boo him, but I'm sure most of the fans will boo him.
Yeah, you got to get into his head a little bit.
Yeah.
But with that, with the Red October.
Hold on, that just reminded me. So if we play the Brewers in the first series, say we beat them, it wouldn't be until the next series where it's a playoff series without Rhys Hoskins. It's technically still with him.
It is.
I don't know. That was just my weird thought.
Weird thought of the day. But staying on the Red October, got a couple things here. The Phillies ended the season with a 95-67 record. We weren't here prior to the season, but I did tell a couple of my friends that I thought they were going to have a 90-plus win season.
Yep,
I think 95. But so great record.
Yeah.
That also came with a NL East champion title,
which I was not expecting at all.
I was not expecting a NL East championship this year.
Yeah.
Could that be because of injuries on other teams? Yes. But again, we've had Spencer Turnbull out for countless months now.
We went
without
injuries.
Ranger for a month or two. I don't think Harper's out too long this year.
But he still went over a month without a home run.
Yeah, Turner went out with a hamstring early, and like we had a fair share of injuries.
Yeah, JT was out too.
JT was out for since like the end of June to the end of July, so maybe just around a month.
No, I think it was mid-August. Not mid-August, but like a week or two into August.
Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah,
I don't know.
I know it was around also, Blake. That all. But I want to say, for especially to our day ones audiences, maybe like episode 2 or 3, if you were in there, you've heard this before, and I want to congratulate me and Brendan on a correct statement. Dave Dombrowski said today that tomorrow, we're recording this as October 1st. So October 2nd, the Phillies will play a full inner squad game. There were 2 captains that picked their team. So backyard style baseball. There will be umps. There will be crowd noise. There will be walk-up songs. They're treating it just like a game.
So how the fans there at this point?
Right? Give us $30 tickets. We'll pack the bank for $30. Like,
yeah. And there's probably some rule that they can't do that.
Yes, but I know today they had the postseason workout.
Yeah.
And there was one last thing that Dave Dombrowski said, which apparently the boys want to play for something good. They have set a wage for the winning team. Now, I don't know who the captains are, but when I was listening to Dave Dombrowski said this, the 2 players that popped up into my mind was Bryce and Trey.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I agree. But
I could also see Bryce and Zach.
Yeah. Or Schwarber's a big clubhouse guy. Is Schwarber one of them? Now, I think it'd be funny if they split up Marsh and Bohm and have them going against each other.
Yeah, I hope they did. I wish we got to see this game, but I know we're not going to be able to.
I hope we at least get to see the rosters.
Yeah, I would love to see the rosters.
Don't tell us the final score. Just tell us.
I would like to see the final score. See which team won.
I don't know. I don't know if we want to know like, oh, Bryce crushed Turner's team, and then Turner's team like feel weird throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, I guess not.
I don't know. All I know is like stuff will affect my mentals when I'm doing stuff, so I don't want to affect theirs if it affects them.
Imagine it was Team Schwarber versus Team Stubby Seeds. Like that's just the ultimate locker room versus locker room matchup.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I didn't know about this. That's really cool.
Yeah, it came out about like 5-6 hours ago. Which it's great on them.
Yeah.
Maybe we hear tomorrow that the game went so good. Again, I don't know when this game's being played. I just know it's going to be played. I don't know if it's going to be at noon, if it's going to be 4 or 5, whenever it is. Maybe they say, this was such a success that we want to play another one.
Okay, so I don't know what time game is on Saturday. I don't know if you know, but I did see a few days ago or a week ago, I think it was Thompson said their practices are going to be at game time. Like they'll have their normal day practice, but they'll have like scrimmage or something at game time.
Gotcha.
So that's I'm guessing that's a scrimmage thing he was talking about, is what you just brought up.
Maybe. At the moment, so I have the NLDS schedule here for the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
Game 1 in Philly will be Saturday, October 5th, either on Fox or FS1. Game 2 at Citizens Bank Park will be Sunday, October 6th on Fox or FS1.
Yeah. So the entire NL playoffs are on Fox or FS1.
Yep.
I think the World Series then is as well.
Probably.
I don't know.
Game 4 will be the 9th, on Fox. And then that will be whoever we're playing. And then game 3 would be the 10th, Tuesday the 8th. And that's also wherever. I missed that game. And then the 5th will be back home.
Okay.
In Philly. On the 11th. So I'm guessing the 12th or the 13th will probably be.
So mid-series we'll be able to give an update.
Yeah. So. I don't know, because that ends on a Friday. I'm guessing NLDS might start Monday or Tuesday next week. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We might have a tonight's the last night.
Yeah.
Kind of podcast next week. We're hoping, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, we record on Tuesdays. We might have. Oh no, sorry. We're gonna push our recordings to Wednesday now.
Yes, so but it's gonna be early Wednesday. Sorry, I dropped something. Early Wednesday, so we can still get it out Wednesday.
If we record Saturday, if we win Saturday, win Sunday, and then win Tuesday, there's your 3 games you need to win, and we might have a celebratory water party. Water party. Shout out to my Cincinnati folks out there that make fun of me for that. Party while recording. Probably not, but
yeah,
just a fun little tidbit.
Yeah.
So
I'll have to get some tarps for my room.
Put some blankets down. It'll be fun. But no, excited to see who we play.
Yeah,
I got who we should be playing off to the side of me.
Since we're talking about that, do we just want to do our predictions now?
Yeah, but we can roll right into it. Do you want to start? You want me to start?
Let's just go game by game.
Okay.
Let's start with ALDS, or AL wildcard.
Okay. Which game you want to start with?
All through the wildcards. Detroit, Houston. Just however the bracket is going.
I have Detroit knocking off.
And they already won today. Their game 1. Yep.
Matt Vierling, RBI single.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I have Detroit winning, and then Royals, Orioles.
Got Kansas City winning that game.
That
the 2 hottest.
Is probably the most difficult series for me to figure out. I said the Orioles. I would not be surprised if Royals win. I see. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I see either of those teams, whoever wins, them going far in the playoffs.
Yeah. You also think Kansas City is up 1-0, but
yeah, I know.
That aside, who are you going with?
Orioles. Yep.
I just don't trust their bullpen, especially because they just DFA'd Craig Kimbrell.
I think they're better off DFAing.
Yeah, actually. So I before we did record this, I've been watching all the games just because we don't have Phillies on today. So Anthony Dominguez did make an appearance in the game today.
Oh.
So
did you see how he did?
I didn't see how he did.
Okay.
Just kind of caught a glimpse of that's Anthony Dominguez pitching right now.
Yeah. On to NL wildcard. Mets Brewers.
Got the Brewer crew.
Yep, same.
They're
Braves.
currently down 8-4 at the moment.
In what inning? I did see Reese got hit earlier. He was up with bases loaded.
Top of the 5th, and they've got bases loaded. So
okay, yeah,
not looking too good for the Brewer crew.
All right, Braves Padres.
We've got Slam Diego, another hot team.
I want Padres to win, but for whatever reason, I feel the Braves will, just because they're annoying.
After this podcast, I want to get on something now.
Okay.
With the Braves, not after the podcast. Sorry, after the bracket talk. I want it to be on the podcast.
Well, while we're talking about the Braves, do you want to talk about it now?
Yes.
Because we don't want to spend too much time on the Braves.
This is more directed to the MLB than the Braves. That doubleheader yesterday was the dumbest idea ever. I know you couldn't. I know there's no and my good buddy Billy over on his podcast he put out today, he was saying how it sucks. The Diamondbacks, I know we hate them for what they did to us last year, but they are a good team, and it sucks that they could control all 81 of their games because they have a roof, so there's no rain delays, no rain outs, no nothing like that.
That's a good way to look at it.
Do I think am I saying put a roof on every stadium? No. But the fact that Mets won game 1.
Yeah.
And then they just didn't care about game 2. And it was dumb. It was not a game to watch. It was not a competitive game whatsoever.
Right.
So that's all I had to say. I think that was the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, I didn't like it, but I don't see how they could get around it.
I don't know if it was back-to-back games or what, or if the Mets were more worried about celebrating.
Oh no, it was back-to-back.
But so I had to clear my throat out there. That's a division rival. There. You could have been like, hey, I beat you twice in one day, and knocked you out of the playoffs.
Right. I feel the Phillies would have done that.
Oh yeah. I don't want because I know it probably won't, and I'm hoping not, and I'm knocking on wood. Say they're both on, could possibly link up with each other later in the playoffs, but say the Mets and Braves are there and the Braves beat them to go to the World Series, you had a chance to knock that team, not even let that team get to the playoffs, and now they're in the playoffs.
Right.
So
I don't know. Yeah.
That's all I had to say on that. I think it was dumb, but.
But you said Padres. I said Braves. Yep. Brewers versus Phillies, since we both agreed on that.
Phillies.
Obviously Phillies. And then the LA series.
Got San Diego winning it.
Oh, I have Dodgers winning it.
Dodgers are Class A chokers.
Yeah, but against the Dodgers, I just think they won't have a stop for Shohei.
San Diego's hot.
I'm talking about the Braves. And then for me, for the next series, Detroit Guardians.
I have Detroit. I know. Crazy.
Yeah. I thought about it, but I have Guardians. They've been a good team all year. A good, consistent team.
Yeah.
As far as I know. I haven't actually followed them.
I also have another backup. I have the Guardians.
Okay.
Winning,
and then
I think Detroit.
I have Guardians. So that's two that we don't agree on. Orioles, or not Orioles, Yankees series.
I have Kansas City beating.
I have Orioles winning.
So
we both have Yankees losing round one. Or round two, I guess. And then I have the Orioles beating the Guardians.
I have I have Detroit beating Kansas City.
Oh, so you have Detroit going to the World Series. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming it's Detroit Philadelphia World Series.
Yes, sir.
I have Phillies Orioles, but I was gonna say I have Phillies Orioles or Phillies Royals. Either of those teams.
I have Phillies Royals or Phillies Detroit. So
we both agree on Phillies Royals, kind of.
Hey, flat. You want to know what would be great?
What?
If it's NLCS, Phillies versus San Diego, repeat that, and then get to the playoff, to the World Series, and have the Astros there. Rewrite history.
Yeah.
History rewrites itself. That's all I gotta say. That's all I have to say.
Parody.
Exactly.
That's really all it is. The NBA has a lot of parody right now. It's weird. Since we're on the playoffs, I'll still talk about that. There's 4 players who have hit a postseason home run on their birthday. You did?
I did. But keep going.
Harper last year, Colton Wong 2015, Evan Longoria 2013, and Willie Aikens 1980.
Yep.
Phillies who could do it this year. NLDS Game 1, Buddy Kennedy. NLDS Game 2, Bryson Stott. NLDS Game 3, Bryce Harper.
Now I want you to think who I want the most out of those 3.
Buddy Kennedy.
And it's not. Oh, nope.
Just because of how you said it, I was thinking I kind of have to say Buddy Kennedy just because it's the most out there.
Does in a big blue world in outer space remind you of anything? Maybe from last year?
No.
I want Bryson Stott to come up.
Oh, hit it on his birthday. Grand Slam last year.
We're all jamming out to AA,
Yeah.
Just hit another Grand Slam.
I listen to that song all the time. I forgot those were the lyrics that came up when he hit that. It's like, what is he talking about? Yeah. Yep. If I actually thought about that more, I would have understood that.
Yeah. Hey, and against Hoskins, talking about him, he just flew out. But I really want him to be in the dugout and be like, that man did it again.
Yeah.
He experienced it for himself.
Right.
And as opposition.
Yeah. That would be pretty
Let's make that a storyline.
Yeah.
Let's make that a story.
We're manifesting.
Vision it. Manifesting.
Okay. I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
I don't know about this, but came across something earlier. Have we ever played the Mets in the postseason? Because I didn't do too much looking into it, but I couldn't find a time that we did.
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I feel like I should, but I don't.
Right.
I can look it up real quick.
I don't care if we look it up or not. It's just my random thought earlier, and I did kind of look into it, but not really. I truly do not know if we have.
These 2 teams have never faced off in the postseason.
Wow.
It could change if the Mets beat Milwaukee.
Yeah. So we could witness history.
Which would be weird because it's so close. You really don't get these close matchups. I guess San Diego and LA. Have we ever? Let's look up the Brewers because that's going to be we get whoever.
Oh, we definitely have.
So the Phillies and Brewers have postseason history. We should remember this fondly, but I guess we don't. The Philadelphia Phillies and the Milwaukee met in the NLDS, which will be this week or this coming week in the 2008 playoffs.
I was 4. You really expect me to remember that?
No, but I should at 6 years old. I should really be.
I guess.
Be. But who do you think won that?
Well,
series?
That's the dumb question. The Brewers. No, I'm kidding. The Phillies.
We won in 4 games.
Oh, okay.
So that brings up a question. If the Phillies beat Milwaukee,
like we said,
3-1.
Yep. And who did we play in the World Series that year?
Tampa Bay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. That was a dumb question.
Only if Evan Longoria went to a different team and was not. Actually, I don't even know where he is. Where is he still with Arizona? Evan Longoria. Current team, the Arizona Diamondbacks.
He's pushing 40. He's turning 39 in a few days.
He is pushing 40. But here's another little cool fun fact for you. Phillies record by day of the week this season. Mondays were 11-7. Tuesdays were 17-8, which we start on a Tuesday, which is good.
Tacos.
Wednesday was 6-9.
And that's because they had tacos the day before.
Thursday were 8-6.
Well, Wednesdays are usually day games.
They are usually day games. Thursday were 8-6. Getting close to that 500 mark. Fridays were 13-13. So we're at that 500 mark. Saturdays were 17-10. And the only losing record this year is on Sundays with 13-14.
Wow.
So no drastic bad dates of the week.
That's good.
But like I said, game 1 is Saturday. Game 2 Sunday. We're good on Sundays, but we're good on Saturday.
But is it Sunday during the day or Sunday at night? That's
true.
Better way to look at it, because we did very well in night games, as I said in I think last week's episode.
Yeah. And in game 3 and 4 are 2 very good days. So, do we have 3 wins right there? And are we going to continue the Phillies' success?
Yeah.
So, I think I mentioned this last week's podcast. Since 2022, was that the playoffs we made? Yes.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
22 we got the World Series. 23 last year we did not.
Sorry, my years all mixed up.
22 you watched it with me. 23 you did not.
Yes. Since 2022 we have not lost a game 1.
Wow.
We got down to the bottom of it. I might have to come in every game.
You now have to.
Now have to. But no, so can we continue the game 1 success? Hopefully. It's always great to get off to a win, but I don't know.
Yeah. Moving along a little bit more. Random things about this year. This was our first season since 2016. The Phillies didn't have a doubleheader.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. And
that's pretty cool.
First season since 2017 without a walk-off home run.
Yeah, no walk. We had walk-offs, but we haven't had.
When did Hoskins come up to the Phillies?
2017.
Our first year without Hoskins, no walk-off home runs.
Bring him back.
Yep. I did want to get into Rangers splits from this season.
Okay.
I've got
another pitcher on my list.
Okay. So. He started off 10-1 with a 1.75 ERA, 92 innings pitched, 95 strikeouts to 19 balls. Or not balls, walks. I don't know why I said balls. Where is it? Record 2-7 in the second half of the year. ERA of 6.17 with 58.1 innings pitched and a ratio of 50-22. I don't know what happened to him this second half of the year.
I don't know. Just started off not too hot.
Yeah.
I think he started the second half with an injury too.
He did, but once he was playing really well. His family came, and he still was playing well, but not as well. And then it started going downhill.
Yeah.
Who's your other pitcher?
My pitcher, but Zach Wheeler.
Oh yeah.
I'm opening this out to you and all of our fans as a question. Do you think he wins Cy Young?
He should. He's first in a few categories, including ERA, I believe.
His resume is 196 WHIP first, 26 quality starts. This is what Philly gave to his resume as.
Yeah.
Opponents average at 192. The OBP at 235 and the OPS at a 581.
Wow.
Which everything I read to you is in the first category.
Yeah.
In the first column. I think he has a couple wins and losses that were more offensively.
Yeah.
Like that his last start against the Mets, where he gave up 1 or 2 runs.
Yeah.
When we were trying to clinch the division.
Yeah.
Yes, on Sunday Night Baseball.
Yep.
But I think you got to look more at the quality starts. In that game he went 8 innings?
Yeah.
Almost 9.
Who is his competition? Chris Sale?
Chris Sale.
He didn't play due to back spasms in a must-win game.
I saw something on Twitter that it was my pitcher will play until he's dead or something like that.
Yeah.
On the mound.
Yeah.
And that's a game you have to win, so you should be playing in that game.
Right. Speaking of Phillies pitchers, I'm gonna say this. I don't want a response. I want you just to move on to another topic, but I just want to tell you about it. This is the first time since 1930 the Phillies had a pitcher whose ERA finished over 7. Taijuan Walker. ERA over 7 with a minimum of 80 innings.
I thought it was going to be something nice, we're not getting stuck on that.
I know, that's why I said I want you to find another topic immediately.
Yeah. Do you have anything else for the shows? Because I'm kind of
a couple things really quick.
Yep.
Our Phillies that were nominated for all NBA teams.
All MLB teams.
Yes, all MLB teams. I read MLB and still said NBA. You can tell what my favorite sport is.
Yeah.
You can also tell because I didn't know all MLB teams were called that until 2 days ago. Anyways, we got Jeff Hoffman, Matt Strom, Zach Wheeler, Ranger Suarez, and Christopher Sanchez. Then On the other side, we have Trey Turner, Alec Boehm, Bryce Harper, and Kyle Schwarber.
Okay. At first, I thought it was just pitchers, and I was like, where are all the hitters at?
No, we got 5 pitchers, 4 hitters.
Those are expected.
Yeah. I have a quote from Marsh about October baseball. But speaking of October, on October 18th, Netflix, The Turnaround, is coming out about Trey Turner's turnaround last year and the fan who orchestrated it. I'm actually excited to watch it.
Me too. I thought we talked about that last week. That's why I haven't.
I don't think we had the actual date last week. I think it said like mid-October. But
I don't remember.
Yeah, Marsh on the atmosphere in the postseason said October baseball gets a little chilly, gets a little louder, and it's stuff that we dream about.
Gotta let the big dogs eat. Oh.
Yep, I was hoping you would do that because I didn't feel like doing that.
That's my favorite Marsh quote.
Yeah.
You know what? Start letting him do all those fan appreciation day speeches.
Yeah. Like compare his to Turner's last year. Marsh got a lot more into it.
Yeah, Marsh was so much more fun than Turner was like, we really appreciate you guys.
Trey Turner's more of a businessman.
Yeah, he's more chill.
Yeah.
Another thing I did have on the Phillies, I almost said the Flyers, the Phillies. Did you see what Clucky did on the last day, on the last game?
Yes, he scared the kids. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I love Kruk.
What would you do? Like, what would you do if Clucky scared you?
I don't even know because, like, in that situation, like, I have tunnel vision. If I was that kid, I don't think I would even notice that Kruk did that. Like, the stadium's just so loud, I would just have tunnel vision.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny. He was bored. It was a... You knew the boys were going to go out there and win one more game.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much on that series just because it wasn't a fun series.
My last fully MLB thing, the MLB said that next year they're going back to players wearing their jerseys for the All-Star game.
Yes, I forgot I saw that earlier.
I'm happy about it.
Have you watched any postseason baseball?
No.
So we're gonna. I want your insight on next week's podcast. Every MLB team, I forget what sponsor, but they're all wearing the same sponsor on their helmet.
Yes, I saw that.
What do you think of it?
I think it's stupid. I don't know. Like, I'm looking back on my memories of the London series. We had that big zoom thing on the side of it. I don't like it. I don't either. I don't think the helmet is a spot for a sponsor.
I don't either.
Like putting a sponsor on the hat.
And if you are put it like you put a patch on a hat or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, let the teams do their own.
Right. Like I would be perfectly fine with that wall thing.
Exactly. Wall right on the side.
Yeah.
Like on the side.
But at the same time, if you have it on the side, it's gonna look like a football helmet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like sponsors.
I don't either. I wish. I wish we didn't put the IBX on our jerseys. I hate everyone's. I don't know. They just don't go with like some of the helmets. I was just watching Baltimore's game. They had the white and the black helmets on today, and it just did not go. It was like too much. It's just an eyesore.
Right. That's as long as you don't have anything else for the Phillies. That's actually going to tie us really, really well into the NBA. If you want to get into that,
we can get into that.
Okay, so
I'll tie us into the Flyers.
Yeah, the Detroit Pistons. They have a new sponsorship on their jersey. StockX.
Mm.
For our viewers that don't know what StockX is, it's a reselling platform for shoes, and different clothing stuff like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, different brands like that. I think they're based out of Michigan. I'm not 100% sure, but they're now sponsored on Detroit. Now, who makes the jerseys for the NBA?
Nike?
Yeah. Who sued StockX over the past few years?
Nike?
Yeah. Now
I
they're
didn't know that.
now they are what's it called?
Together.
Co-sponsoring a jersey side by side, like one here, one here.
Yeah.
It's
That's actually crazy.
right.
I
But
really think it's a good move.
yeah. The
'Cause-
what's it called? The lawsuit was because StockX was caught selling fake Nike shoes. Yeah.
That's gonna get you. But
Right.
no, I think it's a good idea because like we said in prior prior episodes, NBA is more of like a fashion. Like when I think of NBA games, it's like, oh, I'm gonna wear this cool jersey. What shoe should I wear with it?
Right.
Like you go around and it's like people wearing all these awesome shoes. Like it's I don't want to say it's also a shoe collector thing.
Right, but basketball shoes you can wear out and about. You're not going to go wear baseball cleats, football cleats out and about. Hockey skates, you can't wear them out and about.
Yeah. But no, it's just like it makes sense. It makes like, oh, I'm gonna go on StockX, and now I wonder if StockX is gonna start selling, or if you're gonna start seeing Pistons jerseys being resold on StockX.
I doubt it.
But I think it's a good idea just because, again, like I said, since I've moved out here to Cincinnati area, Indianapolis is like 2.5 hours away from us. It's a little bit farther than where we live in Pennsylvania to Philly.
Yeah.
It's a little bit longer. But I was like, oh, we're gonna go out for a Sixers game. I'm gonna wear my throwback Iverson jersey. What shoe should I wear?
Right.
Like you plan that out. You coherent that.
I have something really cool about Sixers Pacers. So Sunday, October 27th, it could become the first Philadelphia Sports Equinox Day. Sixers play the Pacers, Canadians at Flyers, Eagles at Bengals. World Series Game 5 is possible.
Whoa.
First time all four big teams are playing same day. The only home team are the Flyers, I believe. But
yes, because
in like the hundreds of years.
Not necessarily. No, we were the second best team.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember that off the top of my head, so I didn't want to say it.
Let me look that up, but I don't think. Actually, a little known fact, and I know we said we weren't going to do this, but in the MLB, can you name the two teams that have not played 162 games this year?
No, I cannot.
Astros and Cleveland, because the game got canceled on Sunday and they didn't play it on Monday because it was a non-necessary game. So both teams played 161 games.
Wow.
Yep.
Huh. I didn't even know that.
So yeah, we were say the Yankees didn't make it, we would be a game up on them. So yes, it would not be a home game for the Phillies.
Yeah. Flyers are down 1-0.
Yeah.
Sixers still. Media day was yesterday. I was at work, so didn't get to see like any of it. Embiid lost 25 to 30 pounds, he said, and he plans on losing more.
He's slimming down. He's getting.
Yeah. Now.
Boy's getting sticky.
Yeah, him and the Sixers did both say that their focus is him being healthy for the playoffs. He personally said, and I don't have the quote, so not perfect quote from what he said, but it was something along the lines of, there's no agenda this year, there's no all-star, there's no all-NBA, no all-defensive. I'm focused on the playoffs.
Good. We should be.
Yeah, so I'm taking that as he's going to be on minutes restriction and sitting a few games. I'd be surprised if he makes it over 50, 55 games this year.
Yeah. I'm trying. Have you seen the picture of from Media Day?
Which one?
Like Chris Paul, not Chris Paul, George Paul's.
George Paul?
Yeah.
Paul George?
Paul George. I tried not to do it, and I still did it. Did you see the one where they had like the logo
over their head? Yeah.
Yes, over their face. I love that.
My favorite.
I love Maxey's too. That's who I was trying to talk about. Maxey, not Paul George. Chris Paul, apparently, because stupid.
Point God.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, same.
PG, baby.
Now, I don't really have any notes on Media Day other than Embiid didn't scrimmage. Nick Nurse said a lot of the veterans didn't scrimmage. Paul George was the oldest player that did join any of the scrimmages. But to keep an eye out over the next month or so for trades, the Sixers could trade for anyone that's due for a large extension that's still on their rookie contract, like a Jonathan Kuminga, Trey Murphy III, Moses Moody. If we want to trade for someone, they have to make less than $7.9 million a year, which is what KJ Martin makes. Because we are, I believe, about $10 million over the salary cap. So whatever trades we make has to be less than. We have to bring in less money than we're sending out. Like I had seen people want Brandon Ingram. For that, we would have to trade Kelly Oubre, KJ Martin, Caleb Martin, Andre Drummond, Gershon Yabusele, Kyle Lowry, and someone else to be $0.5 million over Brandon Ingram's contract. Which, it's not a legal trade because we won't have enough players on our roster.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
It's not possible to trade for Brandon Ingram with our big three of Maxey, Paul George, and Joel Embiid staying together.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really have much on the Sixers.
Yeah.
I know.
I wanted to keep it a little short since I wanted to focus on Phillies and stuff. Then once basketball season actually starts, I'll get more into actual basketball.
Yeah.
Because I can sit here for an hour and only talk basketball.
Yeah, you can. What's that logo on your shoulder there, buddy?
This one? This one.
Yeah. The other one. First one.
Flyers.
Yeah, let's jump into that, baby.
Okay.
Little segue there. I like that. That was fun.
I like that you're complimenting yourself.
I knew you weren't going to do it, so someone had to. But seriously, on to the Flyers. We are currently down, 1-0?
Yeah.
1-0 to Boston again. The Flyers are 3-2 on the preseason.
About the Flyers then. So whenever you want me to say that, I'll say my thing.
Go ahead, say it. I'll finish this off and
okay.
We can make this a little quick and get to the Eagles.
Yeah.
I know we both have built up.
Yeah. Not really. When we were playing the Bruins, whatever day it was last, I saw one of the Bruins guy, I think it was number 58 or something like that. I don't know his name. He had Michkov up against the wall, just roughing him up and stuff. And then Michkov got out of it, and Couturier, that's his name? Okay.
Yep.
He went over and started fighting number 58. I thought that was pretty cool to see.
For if anyone's known, you will quickly come to find out that Brendan's not big into hockey. So we're working on it.
Yep.
But yeah, that's normal. That's a normal thing. You always protect your rookies.
Yeah. Couturier.
I bet the same thing is in basketball.
Name, right?
Yeah, Sean Couturier.
He's been with the team for a while, right?
Yes, he's been with us for
a
long time.
That's why his name sounded familiar.
No, I did see that. I actually had that one down, so I'm glad I let you go because I would have stole your only thing.
Yep.
Talking about Michkov, thank you for having me lead right into that.
You're welcome. I think he had 2 or 3 goals in one game.
So far, he has 3 goals in the preseason, 4 assists, and 6 points. That's your learning thing today. How do you get points?
Does that count as when you assist a goal? I don't know.
Now you have me thinking.
You don't know the answer to your own question.
I know. Hey, you caught me off guard there.
Oh my god.
Because also I want to fact check myself. Because the math is not mathing in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, for each goal and each assist, but why would he only have 6 points if he has 3 goals and 4 assists? Okay, so I think what I got. I think ESPN's wrong. I think it's 7 points. So that's what I was just trying to fact check. I knew it was a goal for each assist and.
So what I'm hearing is I'm smarter than ESPN when it comes to hockey. So apparently, ESPN really has to step it up.
Yeah, and again, any hockey fans out there, and if my brain's just not braining right now, if he's supposed to be at 6, please tell us why. So he's 3 goals, 4 assists, 6
I do
points.
have a hockey question of the day.
Hockey question of the day.
An assist in hockey, it can be a pass. So like you pass it to someone, they pass it to another person and score.
It's within 2. So okay. So goalies can get assists if they pass it, and then that person passes it to the goal scorer.
Okay, but is there a time limit type of thing?
Yes.
Like in the same possession. Time limit?
So again, not. I should probably back check myself, but like I'm not the greatest. I'm not the greatest hockey knowledge person ever, but I believe after they deem it as like you're not pushing for the goal.
Yeah.
So I think when the goalie stops it and when it's coming down the boards and they'll put it around the net and let one of the skaters. Yeah. I think if he stands there for a while and then takes it all the way down and scores, I don't think the goalie would get an assist. Okay. I think it's just I know
for basketball there's like a little time limit. Like Maxey passes it to Embiid and he backs down his opponent for like 5 seconds. Maxey won't get the assist.
Yeah, I know. I think that at a certain point, but maybe I'm thinking of basketball. I might be getting confused. I think if it's like tipped or touched or something like that by the other team.
If there's any change in possession, it wouldn't be an assist.
But like it could like nick off his knee.
Yeah. Okay.
And goes to Michkov. If Michkov scores, I think it's unassisted goal by something. Got a little 1 or 2 more things for Fires. Again, it's preseason. Nothing's really going on.
When's game 1?
Game 1 is the 9th.
Okay. While you talk, I'll check that since you have the stuff.
I was right here, but October 17th, 16th, something like that. Maybe 11th. Is it next week? It might be next week. Anyway, the Flyers honored Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew.
Oh, really?
Gaudreau brothers with a 13-second moment of silence.
That's pretty cool.
They had like a whole like tribute for them on the big screen. And I know Guy Gaudreau has been at a lot of John Tortorella has included him in a lot of practices. I believe that's the dad. So that's
really cool.
It's just pretty cool, like tidbit there. But again, I think the Flyers season either starts in a week or 2 weeks, one of the two.
And it starts in about 2 weeks. We'll say that.
Yeah, I think they start against the Canucks. Yes, because that's the first game that no team has any points. Brendan, how do you get points as a team?
I don't know. If it's not by scoring goals, then I don't know.
Yes, but no. So a win is 2 points.
Okay.
A loss is 0 points. If you win, if you lose in extra time, the shootout or overtime, it's 1 point. Make sense?
Yes.
That.
Well, I remember it. Probably not.
We gotta clear it out. You gotta remind me. I gotta send you my my cheat sheet. I have a book of like football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Yeah. I'll just send you the hockey part. I won't send you the bait. I'll send you all of it.
Yeah, I could use baseball too. There's still some things that confuse me about that.
And then for your future girlfriend too.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
You want to go into the?
Do you have anything else for the Flyers?
That's pretty much it.
Okay. Before we move on to the Eagles, I want to move back to the Phillies really quick. Bleacher Report literally just posted an article about top 20 selling jerseys this year. We had 2 in the top 20. It is Bryce Harper and Trey Turner. What was that? Oh. Yeah, Bryce Harper number 2, Trey Turner number 13. Yeah.
That's 13 for you, right?
For me, no. But I believe we get reversed, or at least I get reversed when it posts. I don't really understand it.
You're going to see a lot of 31 and 30. 13 in there.
The Dodgers have 1, 2, 3. The Dodgers have at least 4.
I think I saw Shohei was 1.
Yep.
Freddie was 5.
No.
Wow. Will Smith
was 18.
Was he 18? There was another one in the top 10. Is it Will Smith at 8?
Will Smith is not in the top 20.
Oh, shit. Crap. Very friendly. I don't know.
Mookie Betts. He's number 4. And then Freddie Freeman, 18. Clayton Kershaw, 19.
People still want his jersey. Isn't he still in the minor leagues?
I don't know.
You've got like 8 different players you could pick, and you'll pick. Never mind.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna get that started with a.
Good idea. Let's on to football.
On to football. On to a crappy football team.
Yep.
You want to hear can I give you my first note that I wrote down?
Sure.
They suck.
Okay. Yeah.
Literally the first note.
No, my first thing was going to be, as I said to everyone else I talked to on Sunday and Monday, it might be the worst football game I've ever watched.
They suck.
The worst football game that I'm a fan of. It's not like I'm watching Michigan a few years ago when they were unranked, not projected to do anything, and they lose by like 70 points. Because I'm going into that with zero expectations.
Yeah.
I have expectations of this team to do well.
Well, okay. If you go back to episode 3 or 4, I do believe we both had this as a trap game.
Yes.
That we could possibly lose. I think.
Yeah, we can possibly lose.
I think we said 4-0 or 2-2, because I think we also said that the Saints were going to be a trap game too.
We did, but
so I just want to put out that we perfectly predicted that too.
We did, but at the same time, not getting 0 yards.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even have words that I can say to explain what I'm feeling. It's just annoyed at this point.
Disappointment doesn't do the just. And what you said about Jalen Hurts is more and more coming into light that he was getting swallowed in the pocket, and he said, "Let me just throw the ball."
Right.
And got it stripped from him.
Right.
What are you doing?
Now, I'm going to say this one really quick. Dallas Goedert said after the game, Sirianni's message to the team in the locker room was, "It's early, we're 2-2. It's not college football. We have a lot of football left."
Really? That's what you have to say?
That's like talking to someone who's in high school or something. I just
don't worry about
that quote at all.
We can finish 6-10 this year.
Right.
Actually, we have more than 16 games, but still.
You're just expecting it to get rained out or something.
Yeah.
Or the players just
quit. Yeah, I would at this point. My next thing was, why is Dotson still not getting the ball? I know I'm a Penn State fan.
I don't know.
And I know it might be biased, but swear to God, why is he not?
I saw him get a drop or two.
I know he started. I know, because again, I was unfortunately was at work. I did send you a video while I was at work saying that in the first half he only had one target and he dropped that.
Yep.
Ended up,
I sadly watched most of the game.
I think he got 4 targets.
Yeah.
This was your guy that was supposed to be your number 1.
Yeah.
And he looked like a very bad number 3.
Yeah.
Because you're not playing.
I had really high expectations, and I think you did as well once we traded for him. Yeah. He's going to be wide receiver 3, the best one out of any team.
So he got 2 receptions for 11 yards.
On how many targets?
4 targets.
Yep.
Dallas Goedert was 7 for 8.
Yeah.
Barkley was even 2 for 4. You're telling me that your number 1 wide receiver this week had just as many reception and targets as your running back?
Yeah. Now,
Harris Campbell was 4 for 4.
And he was just elevated from the practice squad.
Exactly.
He did have a good game, kind of. What was I going to say?
Oh, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, 2 fumbles. Forgot about the other one. I think we only lost one of his though. He didn't recover it, but I think Fred Johnson recovered his.
Yes.
Cooper DeJean also had a fumble.
Okay.
And lost the ball.
Hold on. I don't want to get into that yet. Let's stay offense for now, and then we'll go into defense and special teams after.
Yeah.
I want to say through 4 games.
Michael just has to hold on to the ball.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts versus Patrick Mahomes through 4 games this year. Hurts,
I saw this.
68.2 completion percentage versus Mahomes 68.6. Hurts 930 passing yards to Mahomes 904. They both have 6 touchdowns. Hurts has 1 less interception at 4, where Mahomes has 5.
Well, Mahomes should have the one against the Bengals, but
yeah, Mahomes is doing really bad for being bailed out by the refs a lot.
Yeah.
And QB rating of 85.7 for Hurts and 89.7 for Mahomes. I think it's time we bring Wentz back and he starts over Hurts. It's like a Foles over Wentz type of thing. Now it's gonna be Wentz over Hurts.
Let Kenny Pickett go out there, see what he can do.
Yeah, exactly. Can't be much worse.
But I will say you have other teams out there like Miami who's 1-3. Yes, you can bail them out by calling them the Atlanta Braves, being like, well, they don't have they have this injury and that injury. You have Cincinnati and Cleveland both at 1-3. You have the Jets at 2-2. You have Baltimore at 2-2. You have Jacksonville that's 0-4, which you didn't think they were going to start 0-4.
No, they suck. The Jags fans want Doug Peterson fired. Do we bring Doug Peterson back after we fire Sirianni?
No. You bring in Belichick.
Yeah.
Washington is at the top of our division. Minnesota's 4-0. Tampa's 3-1 and they've been balling out. And Seattle's 3-1. San Fran's 2-2. So I will give them a little bit of leeway, just a little bit, like a hair size. There are other teams that are going through
rough patches.
Green Bay's 2-2. Detroit's 3-1. Those are teams that you thought like you thought Minnesota may possibly. I didn't. I think they were a better team than everyone was giving it to them. You're thinking that with their schedule they're 2-2. They lose the Green Bay early. They lose to the Texans early, or they might beat the Texans early. You're thinking that they're 2-2 or 1-3, especially with having the Niners, Texans, and Packers all back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
Don't want to get stuck on the Vikings now. But like
they were Eagles, very surprising.
The Eagles, you think that they could be 3-1? Whether it was one of the 2 trap games that they lost.
How they've been playing, they don't deserve to be 2-2. They should be 0-4 with the Jaguars. Yeah. How they've been playing.
They luckily beat the Packers week 1.
Yeah.
And they luckily beat the Saints.
Yeah. Once again, barely.
You lost to the Falcons, which that was just a disappointment.
Yeah.
They had us so disappointed that next podcast we didn't say a word. But we just ended the podcast. This kind of gives that same feeling of like why you lost 33-16.
Which we got 16. Do you want to go on to defense special teams now?
Sure.
So Isaiah Rodgers pushes Buccaneers guy in the back into Cooper DeJean as he's trying to field a punt that he called fair catch on. Well, the guy stumbles into DeJean, ball hits DeJean, and Buccaneers then get the ball back. But Rodgers then redeemed himself by blocking a field goal.
Yeah.
And then we got 2 points off of that. Why is he not our nickel cornerback?
I don't know.
At this point, put Kenyon Mitchell at 1, Isaiah Rodgers at 2, keep Avonte at the nickel. I don't care. Slay has been doing nothing.
Slay needs to catch next bus out of Philly.
Yeah.
He has, 4 TDs given up in 4 games?
Yeah, and he was my favorite Eagle a year or 2 ago. 2 years ago. He was my favorite Eagle.
Luckily, we have a bye.
Yeah. Which we need for health. But Kenyon Mitchell, he's been doing well.
Yeah.
Versus the Buccaneers, he had 6 targets, 4 receptions for 67 yards, 3 first downs, and 1 pass breakup. That was in the end zone. Now, he had, against Mike Evans, 4 targets, 2 catches for 19 yards. And he was the only defensive player to play all 77 snaps in the 105-degree heat.
I'm just looking at who Slay is probably going to be on, because I guess you're counting him as your number one cornerback, so he's going to be on your number one, the other one's number one receiver. Next game is Browns. Amari Cooper's going to cook him.
And who else is he? Jerry Jeudy's their number 2?
Yeah. Either one he's getting cooked by.
Yeah. And he's on Twitter saying, like, I was 6-time Pro Bowler, all this stuff. Yeah. Now you're old. Now you suck.
He's going to get a bye, but not really. He's probably going to be on Malik Neighbors. And Malik Neighbors, as a rookie, is going to cook him.
Yeah. We saw what he did to Justin Jefferson. He shut him down.
Mm.
If he can go back to that, great. But I honestly say put Kenyon on Malik Neighbors. Have the rookie battle.
Yeah. But then you go into the week whatever battle, and it's you're either going to be on Ja'Marr Chase, who's going to really cook you. Like, if you think you're going to get cooked by Amari Cooper, you're going to get, like...
Yeah.
Just stay in Philly at that point.
Yeah.
Or T. Higgins, who's just going to moss him the whole time.
Yeah.
Like... Luckily, the Jag should be... I don't know who...
Christian
Gabe Davis
Kirk?
isn't good. I don't think either of those ones would really. But
Jaguars,
I don't know.
Knock on wood, should be an easy win because we have a good run defense, and they don't have much receivers. Evan Ingram has barely played this year. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But
it's just gonna.
Staying on Darius Slay, he was on Micah Parsons' podcast, pretty much laughing at CJ Gardner-Johnson. He did, try and defend CJ, saying he's the guy who brings the energy to the team, brings the trash talk that we all need. But that's not something you do with the division rival.
No.
Parsons likes Philly every other team other than the Eagles.
Parsons is going to be here next year. We know it.
Yeah. But that's not something you do. Saquon Barkley was supposed to be on the Dan Patrick show after the Falcons lost the next day, and he rescheduled it because it was right after a loss, and he said that he won't be in the right state of mind and whatnot to go on to the podcast.
He's a great person on and off the field.
Right.
He knows when he should talk and when he shouldn't talk.
Yeah.
Now, if this is an off-season thing, okay, cool. If it's the week after you guys beat the Giants, or not Giants, the Cowboys, okay, maybe a little bit, but after losing 33-16 to the Buccaneers and getting embarrassed, Baker had 3 touchdowns, 2 throwing and a rushing touchdown.
Yeah,
that's sad.
Yeah, I wouldn't be as mad at Slay if he didn't go on the podcast and do all that.
And I just realized he had 347 passing yards.
Yep. But I did want to clear this up since we were talking about how we want Hassan Reddick back. The Eagles cannot trade for him. The NFL has a rule where you can't reacquire a player within 2 years.
So how would you get him?
We can't.
No.
You have to wait. It's 2 years. Speaking of former Eagles, Jason Peters signed to the Seahawks today.
Did he?
I wanted to say those 2 random things. before I get back to the Eagles with Bryce Huff, I don't know if he added it all back on or not, but the other day he deleted all Eagles stuff on his Instagram. And his most recent thing was about the Jets whenever he was on the team.
Not sure.
Yeah. And I don't know if Bryce Huff got a tackle in this game, but before this game, Jalen Hurts had more tackles than Bryce Huff this year.
He had one total tackle.
Okay, so they are now tied for total tackles on the year. I don't know. I can keep telling you things I'm annoyed about if you want.
Keep going. Let's just keep it going.
Yeah. This is
let me ask this quick. So, can the Jets cut? Is there any way Jets cut? What's his face?
Haason Reddick.
And the Eagles cut Huff. Can they?
No.
Because I know Huff wasn't traded.
Right.
He just wasn't signed.
Right. Huff can go back to the Jets any day. It's Reddick that can't come to the Eagles because they
at all.
Right. For 2 years.
Got it. So it's not like he could be released and then sign as a free agent.
Right. No, he can't. As far as I know, he cannot. Like, someone prove me wrong, go for it, but I do not think so. But this goes back to the New Orleans game. I forget the defender. He got fined like $4,600 for his hit on Devontae Smith. The guy that dove on him and spit on him didn't get fined anything. But C.J. Gardner-Johnson got fined almost $45,000 for that game. Just over $11,000 for unnecessary roughness with a late hit in the first quarter, which was him and the other guy who were holding on to each other going out of bounds. And then 2 almost $17,000 unsportsmanlike conducts, taunting, in the second and third quarter. 10 times more, 11 times more than the guy who injured a player and kept him out a week.
Yeah, and he's on my fantasy team. I think he's still listed as out for this week. I don't even think he's listed as questionable for this week.
Well, yeah, because they have a bye.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Never mind, keep going.
Yep. Saquon Barkley, he came out saying that he thinks Kellen Moore should run the offense.
He should.
Right.
Why does Nick Sirianni need to be calling all these plays?
Yeah. We shown in the last 2 years that Sirianni's play calling does not work.
You're not a play calling.
It starts to make me think it was not Brian Johnson's fault last year. He was just a scapegoat.
Yeah, I could see that. Something else I wanted to say, and this kind of Eagles are kind of tied in here. I think it was our Super Bowl. I saw this thing on, I think it was TikTok, where on Sunday Matt LaFleur ran to the left and was trying to call timeout, and he got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as the head coach.
Yeah.
Well, Spags, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, I think it was when during the Super Bowl against us, he went running down to the ref and called a timeout, and they allowed timeout. Yep. The head coaches are the only ones that can call timeout.
Right.
I kind of got a little annoyed by that.
Yeah, no, the Chiefs are a very annoying team.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's annoying seeing Taylor Swift, but I understand she brings money to the NFL. But it's almost obvious games are getting rigged for them.
Yeah, definitely are.
But back. And do you have something else to say?
I don't want to stay on the Chiefs.
Okay. Back to the Eagles. My one good thing from the week: Brandon Graham is playing like he's 15 years younger than he is.
That's good.
Yeah, he's doing very well. He had a great stop on third down where he got a sack on Baker, gave him 4th and 15, and then that's when we punted and gave them the ball right back on the fumble. That's the fumble that you saw. It's because he hit him.
I thought he had a...
Oh, maybe he did. I honestly don't remember. I tried not to remember most of the things from the game.
Maybe it was that one. Maybe I'm thinking of another game.
I think the last thing I have to say is...
Okay.
So Davante Adams has requested a trade from the Raiders.
Really? Isn't this the second straight year?
I think so. Raiders haven't been doing all that well. Oh, I almost knocked my speakers down. But if the Raiders are trading people, I want the Eagles to trade for Max Crosby.
Ooh, that would be good.
Yeah.
I think if we're predicting on where he's going, if he's going anywhere, he's going where Aaron is. So he will probably be.
But I feel other teams will understand that he wants to go there, and for him to go there, it would cost the Jets more than if he was going to another team. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
No, I only have one last thing on the Eagles.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you have.
None.
I know we're getting into some long territory here, but just a little question. How does this bye week help?
Oh,
does it help? Does it give less the guy? Does it?
Our two top receivers should be back and healthy for week 6. Lane Johnson should be able to come back. Our team should be back and healthy.
And maybe that's what they need.
Yeah.
But
now,
I don't know.
It is kind of annoying that the bye week is this early into the year. But
yeah.
I don't know.
I hate that we have the first one, but
right. It's good timing, I guess, for our injuries.
It sucks on paper, but it's good for us off paper.
Right.
That makes any sense.
Yeah, right.
But
the Karl-Anthony Towns trade was just finalized.
Really?
Yeah. You got anything else?
So nope. Just gonna end it with Flyers are tied at 1 when we're ending this.
Oh, good.
Travis connecting with a goal.
All right.
Goal.
Thank you all for watching. We will see you next week with hopefully Philly's about to win the series.
Either about to or have it.
Yep. And then we'll be able to talk about the next coming Eagles game since there's no Eagles this week.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.